الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد رسول رب العالمين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. So we have two af'al that you have to conjugate with the madi, with the pronouns I mean. Yalla, who's going to start? Bismillah.
I can start.
So we said one fi'l should be 4 letters and one fi'l 5 letters.
5 letters, right? Yeah.
So here we have 3-letter verb. So we're going to add 1 4 letters and 1 5 letters. This way you have search rise. Bismillah. Aywa. This way you have 3 types of verbs. Yalla.
So I choose jahada.
Jahada. Okay. Jahada, which is fa'ala.
Right.
Okay. Bismillah. Yalla. So ana.
Ana jahadtu.
Tamam. Jahadtu. Tamam. Okay.
So
يلا نحن
jahadna. Jahadna.
تمام. أنت يلا ها I'm ahead of you.
So we have to exchange me and brother Sohaib, or
No, you're gonna do 4 letters, he's gonna do 5 letters.
oh, okay, that's good. So anta jahadta.
تمام. أنت
Jahadti.
أيوة. يلا أنتما
Jahadtuma. Jahadtum and jahadtunna.
Okay. جاهدتما وأنتم جاهدتم. Here in the Quran, when we have ta and dal, okay, we merge the dal into the ta. So we say جاهدتم. إدغام المتجانسين.
Right.
Okay, then جاهدتن. Okay. Okay. يلا هو.
Jahada.
جاهد. تمام. هي.
Jahadta. No, I'm sorry. Jahadat.
أيوة, we just add the ta of femininity, which is ta تأنيث الساكنة, ta of femininity. هما for boys.
Jahada.
We just add alif of the 2 for females.
Jahadata.
We add the ta, then the alif of the. Okay, hum.
Jahadu.
So we're gonna add what? We're gonna add waw of the plural with alif of tafriq, which is silent always.
Right.
And finally, hunna.
Jahadna.
Aywa, hunna. We have to put a sukun here. Jahad.
No.
Jahadna. Tamam, barakallah fiqh. Okay, great. Yalla. 5-letter verb, ya sheikh.
استخرج.
Aywa. Istakhraja. That's 6.
Oh, sorry.
You can do that.
Okay, استخرجت. استخرجت.
1 second. استخرج. So أنا
استخرجت.
أيوة أنا استخرجت. So this is استفعل. استفعل. The wazn is استفعل. Starts with همزة وصل. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, بسم الله. يلا. نحن
استخرجنا.
نحن استخرجنا.
نعم.
We're gonna add what? Na of the فاعلين, of the doers. Okay. أنت.
أنت استخرجت.
أنت.
استخرجتي.
أيوة. أنتما.
استخرجتما.
ما. We add. What do we add? Alif of the two and mim al-imad. Or we can say ma, which is for the two. Okay. أنتم.
استخرجتم.
We just add mim of the plural. أنتن.
استخرجتن.
We just add noon of the women, which is mushaddada. We have noon of the women mushaddada with antunna when you're addressing them. Okay, don't mix between those. And we have noon of the women who are absent. Istakhrajna, the absent ones, the third person singular, the third person. When they're absent, the woman, you say istakhrajna. It's like noon of women. When you're addressing them, you استخرجتن, you ladies. So you're going to add noon with the shadda. It will be noon of the women, but it will be what? Heavy. هو. هو.
استخرج.
هي.
استخرجت.
أيوة. استخرجت. We just add noon of the femininity. Ta of the femininity, sorry. Ta of the femininity. هما.
استخرجت. استخرجت.
For the males.
Wait, oh, for the male,
the
sorry.
male.
استخرج. Then that can استخرجت.
For the females, استخرجتا.
Yeah.
هم.
استخرجوا.
أيوة. What do we add? We just add wow of the plural with alif tafriq. Okay. هن.
استخرجنا.
استخرجنا. And notice here همزة الوصل, because the third letter has a kasra, has a fatha, همزة الوصل should have a kasra. So if the third letter has a kasra or fatha, همزة الوصل should have a kasra, otherwise it should have a dhamma. Okay, we're done with that, mashallah. So now you have فعل ماضي. You can conjugate it with all of the pronouns, whether it's 3-letter, 4-letter, 4. Sometimes now, for example, there'll be little changes with some types of verbs, but this is the main thing. Okay, for now, this is great. What's the other homework? Did I talk to you about tawasaw and ataw?
Not yet.
Okay.
So we discussed a little bit, and you said remind me next time we will discuss more.
Abiyallah, let's do this before we move to
Sheikh, I have a question.
Yes.
For 5-letter, I used ishtara.
Ishtara, right.
Right. So for female third person, it should be ishtarayat, right?
Say that again. For who? For who?
For feminine third person.
Plural. Okay.
No, single. The singular, like third person.
For singular.
For here.
Yeah, yes. Masculine, feminine singular.
Right.
هي اشترت.
So we don't use ya.
Never. No. Here. What do we do? Let's add your verb. Let's add your verb. This is an example. Let me add your verb. This is an example to show you that with some af'al there'll be some little changes. So let's take your fa'al. Let's do your fa'al. Let's do your fa'al. Bismillah. Let's do your fa'al. يلا. أنا. So the fa'al originally اشترى, right? اشترى, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what will happen? أنا. What will happen with أنا?
اشتريت.
So usually we're gonna add ta, right? اشتريت. It doesn't work. اشتريت. The Arabs, they don't make it like that. They switch. They make اشتريت. They say اشتريت. Okay?
Right.
اشتريت. ماشي. That's an example how the verb will change. Okay. What about نحن?
اشترينا.
Same thing. We're gonna add the ya. We're gonna replace that ألف into a ياء. اشترينا. تمام. أنت.
اشتريت.
أيوة. بسم الله. Okay, so أنت اشتريت. أنت.
اشتريت.
تمام. أنتما.
اشتريتما.
تمام. أنتم.
اشتريتم.
تمام. أنتن.
اشتريتن.
تمام. Now هو, that's the main فعل, right? اشترى. هو اشترى. Now
Right.
هو اشترى. Now for here, what do we usually add? What do we usually add for هو? We only add for here, sorry. We only add ta, right?
Right.
Okay, ta with sukun. Here is ta with sukun. But can we have two consecutive sukuns? Can we have اشترات? No. So what's the rule I gave you about the two consecutive sukuns?
You dropped the mad letter.
Whenever we have two consecutive sukuns, two sukuns together, we look at the letter of the first sukun. If it's a mad letter, alif or waw sakina preceded by dhamma or ya sakina preceded by kasra, we drop it.
Right.
So here we have alif sakina and ta, we drop it. So اشترت. تمام. اشترت. خلاص.
Right.
ماشي. يلا.
Mm.
هما. Now here we're gonna add the alif of the dual. It becomes اشترى. It doesn't work to have two alifs. Impossible. So
Right.
here, what do they do? Instead of dropping,
Ishtaraya.
listen, if we drop here the alif and apply the rule of the two consecutive sukuns, it will become ishtara. Then
Right.
we confuse it with the singular. That's why
Right.
what do? They make it a ya and they say ishtaraya.
Ishtaraya. Right.
Tamam, ishtaraya. Tamam. And
Yeah.
huma, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna add the ta of the femininity. اشتريتا, right? هما اشتريا وهما اشتريتا. هما استخرجا وهما استخرجتا واشتريتا. Okay? And hum, now here another trick. يلا. So here we said we're gonna add, let's suppose, so here we have اشترى. اشترى. We have an alif here. Let's make it this way so that it will appear. So we're gonna add waw, which is sakina, right or no? And alif of at-tafriq. So look what happened now. Ishtarau. We have two consecutive sukuns, right or no?
Yeah.
Where are they? Where is the first sukun?
On alif and the
On the
second
alif.
one
And
on
the second
waw.
one, what do we do?
So we drop alif.
So how's the fa'il?
Ishtarau.
Okay.
Tamam?
Yeah.
This is not easy to find in books, okay? Or in videos. So pay attention to this. So look here. Jala, look here. Jala su. Jaha du. Istakhra ju. Ju. But here ishtaraw. Now you understand why that little change? Okay. Now we're gonna take the examples and tell you the common mistake that even some huffaz of the Quran do. Now hunna, what do we do? We're gonna put the ya again. Ishtaray. Na. تمام.
Right.
اشترينا. hunna اشترينا. طب يلا, let's take the فعل. In Surah Al-Asr, we all know this فعل. تواصوا. The فعل is تواصى. تواصى, right? We're gonna add the waw, which is sakin, waw of the plural, right? This is not the sukun of the Quran, by the way, but that's, I cannot use that one. I couldn't find a way on the keyboard to use the right sukun, which is the Quranic sukun, which is like that. Anyway, so in the normal writing, they use this as a sukun. Anyway, so what do we do here? Do we say tawasu? Tawasu in the past, We're talking about madi, guys, Madi. What do we say? Tawasaw. We just drop the alif. We just drop the alif. Look how it becomes tawasaw, tawasaw. Mashi? Now, آمنوا, آمنة, it's آمنة. Add the wow of the plural, sakina. Now, here, we're not gonna change it. It doesn't become آمنوا, now. So the Arabs, they replaced the haraka to suit the mad letter. So it becomes what? آمنوا. آمنوا. تمام? آمنوا. Now here is the mistake that some huffaz do. In the Quran we have always we have أقاموا, most of the time we have أقاموا الصلاة, أقاموا الصلاة و زكاة. And we have also أقيموا الصلاة.
That from قام يقيم. Isn't it قام يقوم?
Not قام يقوم, أقام يقيم.
Okay.
Okay, so here أقاموا, أقام, تمام. The فعل is أقام, right? What do we do? It becomes أقام, أقاموا, مو. The Arabs don't say مو, أقاموا. They just replace the fatha into a dhamma to suit the واو, right? So أقاموا, أقاموا, ماشي. That's past, huh? This is past tense, ماضي. Okay, this is ماضي, guys. Now, what about, who can tell me now about, it will be atu or atau?
دو.
What's the فعل in the ماضي?
أتى.
Huh?
أتى.
No, not ata. Ata, he came. Ata, he gave. Ata. Okay? Ata, look the Hamza. Hamza then alif, not ata ya akhi. Ata. So here, the فعل is originally ata, right? Right or no?
Yeah.
Add the wow. Ata, there's an alif, right? What do we do? Drop that alif. So how does it become?
أتوا.
Atawuz. And this wow, it will become madmuma, by the way, to avoid also the two consecutive sukoons. Tamam? So always in the Quran, if you have aqamu as-salah, means they performed prayer, past, huh? Past tense. Then how will it be? وآتوا الزكاة. ماشي. أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة. أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة. Impossible to be أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة. Impossible. ماشي. Impossible. Because أقاموا ماضي, آتوا ماضي. We understand why آتوا, right?
Yeah.
Because it's ata, with the wow, then we have two consecutive sukoons, you have to drop the alif. So it becomes ata'u. Then this wow, which is sakina originally, we're going to make it madmuma to avoid the two consecutive sukoons. Okay?
Okay.
We don't drop it. Someone might say, why don't we drop it? It's a mad letter. But is it a mad letter? It's not a mad letter because there's no dhamma before it. Tamam?
Yeah.
Tamam? There's no dhamma before it. Okay, now we will drop it in the second example because there's dhamma before it. You will see now. أقيموا الصلاة. This is command. This is amr. This is what? Command. Amr. This is a command. Okay. أقام. أقيموا. أقم. أقم الصلاة أقيموا الصلاة أقم أقيموا أقيموا. Obviously here أقيموا we're gonna go where? From the meme to the sad, right? أقيم us, because this is a mad letter. We're gonna drop it to avoid the two consecutive sukoons. So أقيموا الصلاة now. Two. Same thing. We're gonna go from the ta to the zai. وآتوا الزكاة. Because the فعل is آتي. آتي. أمر, command. آتي. For the plural, it becomes آتيو. آتيو. They don't say تيو, so they say تو. آتو.
What's the مضارع? آتى يؤتي.
آتى يؤتي, تمام. وأتى يأتي. آتى يؤتي وأتى يأتي.
Okay. آتى يؤتي. Okay. آتى يؤتي. So that would be. Because آتى يؤتي. So
well, أتى is فعل. أتى فعل.
Yeah.
Right? يأتي يفعل. But آتى أفعل يفعل. آتى يؤتي. تمام?
So the أمر be أؤتي.
Huh?
The أمر أؤتي.
The أمر for who? For singular?
The singular, yeah.
That's advanced, but I'll tell you. The أمر, you should know it anyway, because it's in Surah Al-Ahqaf. So
Oh, إيتو.
أيوة. It will, the أمر will be like this. إئتي. تمام?
Yeah.
But we read it إيتي.
Mm.
تمام? So those types of verbs, sometimes they have some little things. We'll learn them later, but
Okay.
yeah. So we're done with that, alhamdulillah. Okay. Now we can go to Surah Mutaffifin. Yeah, Bismillah. So what do we have to do for Surah Mutaffifin?
فعل ماضي.
All فعل ماضي, we have to look them up. طب يلا, Bismillah. Let's start. Start with the first ayah. I'm sorry, the light is bothering me more. يلا.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ويل للمطففين. There is no فعل ماضي in the first ayah.
Right.
And in the second ayah, الذي إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون.
Right. What's the فعل?
So اكتالوا.
Right. اكتالوا, correct. So this is اكتالوا. اكتالوا على الناس.
Right.
اكتالوا على الناس, when they purchase from others.
Right.
They want others to give them the full and completely full weight. But when they وإذا كالوهم, but when they sell to them, they don't give them the full weight. When they do use the scale, they don't wait until it's completely equal or full. They give right away. So they're basically cheating. So اكتالوا, that's فعل ماضي, right?
Right.
What does it mean?
To sell, was it you said?
Pronoun is what here? The pronoun is what?
It,
هم.
أيوة, هم اكتالوا, right?
Right.
هم اكتالوا.
What's the wazn of that?
نعم, اكتالة.
No, the wazn. افتعل.
No. اكتالة. ك يكتال اكتيال. افتعل.
Oh, okay.
افتعل.
Okay, افتعل. Okay.
افتعل. تمام. Because
Yeah.
the alif, you're gonna return the alif to its origin. The origin is yeah, كيل, from كيل.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So we're done with اكتالوا. على الناس يستوفون is مضارع. وإذا كالوهم.
كالو. Is it
صحيح.
كالو?
كالوهم. What's the they sell to them, or they weigh for them. They use the scale to sell them. Okay, كالوهم means what? So that's what? كالوهم. We just added a normal كالا, كالو. But
Right.
here كالوهم. The wow, it's كالو. It's just كالو. Okay. But this
Right.
hum, this is what مفعول به. Okay.
This
This
is
is مفعول
right.
به.
Yeah.
So كالو. The file is كالو. Same thing here. وزنوا. كالوا. وزنوا. جاهدوا. جلسوا. Same thing. تمام. Okay. ألا يظن أولئك أنهم اليوم لما كنا سلوا. Okay. يلا next. كلا إن كتابة. يلا tell me where's the next فعل ماضي.
أدراك.
أيوة. أدراك. ما أدراك. أدراك. ما أدراك. Here this is ضمائر مفعول به. We did not take ضمائر مفعول به yet, but this is ضمير مفعول به. For example, أعطاك. أعطاك. So أدرى, the فعل is أدرى. أكل. جاهد. أدرى. تمام. هو. ها. أدرى. هو. أدراك. So كاف is the مفعول به. ماشي. So we didn't convert the ضمائر. I don't want to give you the ضمائر of مفعول به until we reinforce the ضمائر of the فاعل. Right? All those ضمائر that we took, they are فاعل, right, guys? Because we were talking about the رفع pronouns, right or no?
Yeah.
Those are connected رفع pronouns. أكلت. To. The doer. أكلنا. We ate. أكل. He ate. أكلت. She ate. أكلوا. They ate. So we're learning the رفع connected pronouns. The رفع connected pronouns. Now we have نصب connected pronouns. We'll delay them until you master the رفع ones first. So this is a نصب pronoun like أعطي or أخذك. أدراك. Told you. So you here is a مفعول به. طب يلا كتاب مرقوم. Then what? الذين يكذبون وما يكذب به إذا تتلى عليه. يلا, there's a فعل here in ayah 13. What is it?
قال أساطير الأولين.
قال.
قال.
What's the wazn of قال?
This is فعل.
فعل. And the
Right.
alif should not confuse us, because we said always the alif in Arabic always it has an origin, either a waw or ya. So they say منقلب عن ألف منقلب عن واو or ya. How do we know? Either by the masdar or by the mudari or by the muthanna, by making it dual, etc. So قال from قول. So if you want to go to the Arabic dictionary and search for قال or any word related to قال, where will you find it in the Arabic dictionary?
قولة.
قولة. Exactly. قولة. You're not going to find قال. You're going to go قولة, then he tells you قال. Okay. كلا بل ران. ران. فعل. Same thing. ران. الران. ران. He or it gathered. ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا كانوا. Same thing. كانوا. كانوا. This is called ماض ناقص. We're going to learn about it later. But كانوا. أكلوا. جلسوا. Right? Okay, what else? Which ayah is the next فعل?
صالوا.
Say it.
صالوا
No.
إنهم
إنهم
لصالوا.
لصالوا. صالوا here is an اسم, not a فعل.
Right.
صالوا الجحيم. That's like اسم فاعل. صال صالوا. Okay. أدراك we already يشهده إن الأبرار على الأرائك. Then what? يسقون ختامه مزاجه عينا.
كنتم.
كنتم. Which آية?
This is ayah number, I think 15. No,
15.
no, this is a 17.
يا
ثم
كنتم.
يقال هذا الذي كنتم به تكذبون.
كنتم. Exactly. كنتم.
Right.
جلستم. أكلتم. كنتم. Right? You for the addressees. Okay, next ayah, what number? Next فعل. Ayah 29, we have إن الذين
أجرموا.
أجرموا. هم أجرموا. What's the فاعل?
أجرموا.
Who, right? هم أجرموا. جلسوا. جاهدوا. أكلوا. Same thing. كانوا. Same thing. كانوا. من الذين آمنوا. Same thing. آمنوا. مروا. See here. مرة. مروا. مروا. Same thing. انقلبوا. تمام. انقلبوا. Now look at this one. رأوهم. The فعل is رأى. رأى. There's an alif. Now we want to say رأوا. رأوهم. Hum, forget about hum, it's مفعول به. Now رأى, if you want to say أكلوا. شربوا. اشترى. اشتروا. رأى. رأوا. رأوا. See, not why not رأوا. رأوا. Like اشتروا. Because the فعل is رأى. It has an alif. Put a واو ساكنة. Then we need to drop the alif to avoid the two consecutive sukoons, right? Clear? Shall I write it or clear?
It's clear, yeah.
So رأوهم. أرسلوا. This is passive voice. We did not learn it yet. أرسلوا. They were sent. Okay. حافظ الذين آمنوا. Okay. على الأرائك ينظرون هل ثوب الكفار. Okay. That's it. كانوا. That's it. Okay. ما شاء الله. Great. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. Okay. So we're done with that. Now we're done with ضمائر الرفع المتصلة. So far we learned اسم فعل حرف. We learned the difference between اسم and فعل. We learned how to distinguish between اسم and فعل. We learned like 10 tips to help us. We learned the basic أوزان or patterns of the ماضي. فعل 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 أفعل. And we learned their مضارع, right? يفعل 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 يفعل. And we learned the أمر افعل أفعل افعل فعل فعل أفعل. And we learned the مستقبل سوف and س. So we learned basic أفعال alhamdulillah in all of their tenses, in all of the أزمنة. And we started with the أسماء. We learned رفع and نصب. For مرفوع we learned the فاعل, always مرفوع, and we learned مبتدأ and we learned خبر, right? And we learned 3 types of مبتدأ. We said there's a normal اسم and there's a demonstrative pronoun like هذا هذه. And we learned what?
ذلك.
And ذلك and تلك. And we learned what? The رفع pronouns. أنا أنت أنا نحن أنت أنت أنتما أنتم أنتن هو هي هم همنا. Those are the رفع pronouns when they're separate. Then we learned the connected رفع pronouns when we connect them with the أفعال. That's what we did last thing. And we did نصب, and we said we learned two أسماء that are منصوبات always. What are they? What are the 2 أسماء that are منصوب that we learned so far?
حالا.
مفعول به and حال, right?
Yeah.
The مفعول به, which is the direct object, and the حال, which is the status or the adverb. You can say the adverb. Okay. ماشي. Now we have some topics in النحو الواضح. Before I want, before we go to al-jar, I like to finish those up with you to reinforce all what we learned so far. Then we will start al-jar, which is the third property of ism, or the third status of i'rab, which is al-jar. Before that, we're gonna go and consolidate some ideas and learn some new terms like jumla ismiya and jumla fa'liya. You will see that we learned all that already. Now, excuse me, we're gonna just take some quick examples, quick exercises before we start jar. So this is al-fa'il, we already did it. Maf'ul bihi, we already did it. So now in al-nahu al-wadih, alhamdulillah, we finished page 35, page 36. That should be easy for you. Mubtada khabar. So mubtada khabar, we learned it already, right? We already learned mubtada khabar.
Okay, can I ask you something about that? Mubtada khabar.
Say that again.
Can I ask something about that?
Yeah.
Does the mubtada have to always be definitive and the khabar have to be a indefinite?
Indefinite.
Yeah, is that always?
The mubtada has to be definite. Why?
Does it? I'm asking, does it have to be? Or
Because why? Because it's a non-doer subject, right?
yeah.
You want to tell us something about it. So when you want to tell us something about it, that thing that you're telling us about it, it's a specific thing, it's defined, right? So, but if I say, for example, kitabun jamilun, a beautiful book.
Yeah.
A beautiful book. Did I tell you anything about the book?
You tell me it's beautiful, but it's not.
Yeah, I'm telling it's beautiful, but it's not a mubtada, because what about that beautiful book? What about it? But if I say kitabun jamilun tamazzaqa, for example, a beautiful book got ripped, for example. Now it's a sentence.
Oh, so okay.
Kitabun jamilun itself is not a sentence. Tamam?
So what, you know in the Quran where it says,
yeah,
Wallahu al-ghaniyyu, is that mubtada khabar?
Again?
Is that mubtada khabar? Wallahu al-ghaniyyu.
Wallahu al-ghaniyyu, exactly. Allahu al-ghaniyyu. Allahu al-ghaniyyu.
Isn't that mawsuf sifa though? Because they're both.
Now we will learn the differences. But Wallahu al-ghaniyyu wa antum al-fuqara. Allahu al-ghaniyyu. Allahu al-ghaniyyu. You're telling us about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He is al-ghaniyyu. For example, we say huwa al-dhakiyyu. He is the smart one.
Okay.
Wallahu al-ghaniyyu. If you say wallahu ghaniyyun, Allahu ghaniyyun, that's also mubtada khabar. Now here, wallahu al-ghaniyyu wa antum al-fuqara. Wallahu al-ghaniyyu. Allahu al-ghaniyyu. Allahu al-ghaniyyu. Yeah, Allah is the ghani. There might be another detail about it, but for now, yes, the mubtada should be defined. The mubtada should be defined.
And the khabar not defined.
The khabar, no. If it is defined, then it will become a sifa.
Okay.
So that's why Allah al-Ghani, I'm hesitant about it. There is something implied in that sentence. What's implied? It means Allahu huwa al-Ghani. But there's something implied. I cannot answer now on this one. Allahu al-Ghani. So for the mubtada, the rule is it has to be defined. Okay? For the khabar, no, because if it is also defined, then it becomes a sifa. For example, I say ar-rajulu tawilu, the tall man. Okay, what about him? I didn't tell you anything. So it's not mubtada khabar. It's a description to the man. Okay, the tall man. Okay, what about him? I didn't say. But if I say الرجل الطويل, for example, الرجل الطويل شجاع, for example, the tall man is courageous. Now I gave you a khabar, I gave you predicate, I gave you news about him. صح? But if I say الرجل طويل, the man is tall, huh? Is tall. خلاص. Okay?
So you can't say هو الطويل. That wouldn't make sense.
Huh?
هو الطويل. That wouldn't make sense.
You can say هو الطويل, but what's the context? The whole sentence?
Oh no, I'm just saying in general. Like, can you? I was asking if you could say that.
Yeah, it depends. If someone asks you in a certain way, you can use that. He is the tall.
Okay.
Okay, you say he is the smart, for example. You can do that. Okay. So that's for the mubtada. Bismillah. Okay, let me. So for example, if I say as-sama'u safiyatun, what does that mean?
It's clear.
Huh?
Wait,
As-sama'u safiyatun.
the sky is clear.
So is that mubtada khabar?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's mubtada khabar. As-sama'u, I'm talking about as-sama'u, the sky. What about it? Is clear. And remember we said that in Arabic it's only two words, right? As-sama'u safiyatun. Ar-rajulu tawilun. Hada muslimun. Ana mu'minun. So these are just two words. Now, when we translate to English, what did we say? Who remember? We have to add what?
Auxiliary verb.
We have to add an auxiliary verb. He is, I am, the man is, right? So we need that is or am or are. So that's how we don't say I Muslim, he tall, etc. The man tall. No. In English, that's the way how they phrase it. They put an auxiliary verb. Tamam? Okay. Any question about mubtada and khabar? والله الغني, yes, مبتدا. The word Allah is مبتدا. الغني خبره. والله الله الغني. الله الغني. So here it's different. Here it's different because of the word Allah. الله الغني. If you, in that context, you're saying he is, like he is, Allah is the one who is in no need of anything, right? So in that,
is it just context? Because would it make sense in Mawsuf Sifa? Like,
yeah,
it wouldn't make sense, would it?
Yeah. Okay. So in that context, it is mubtada khabar.
Yeah. Okay.
But let me give you another example. You say, for example, if someone asks you, like, who was the first, or who won the test, you say, for example, صهيب الرابح. صهيب الرابح. Or صهيب الرابح. Suhaib is the winner. So in that context, tamam, it's mubtada khabar.
Yeah,
Understand?
Yeah.
Suhaib al-rabihu. If someone asks you who won, who's the winner? Suhaib al-rabihu. Suhaib is the winner. But if I just from nowhere, I'm telling you, Suhaib al-rabihu, the winning Suhaib, or Suhaib the winner,
Yeah.
you tell me, what about him? So in that case, that's sifa mawsuf, right? That's sifa mawsuf. It's not a full sentence.
Okay.
Understand? So the context will determine that.
Context,
so that's a little bit advanced, but I think it's clear now.
Yeah.
Inshallah. So if I say Suhaib al-Rabihu, I just came from nowhere without a prior context. I said Suhaib al-Rabihu, everyone will tell me, what about him? I'm not telling you khabar about, I'm not telling you news about him. Then I say, صهيب الرابح, for example, أخذ الجائزة, took the prize. Okay, then took the prize, that's the khabar, that's the predicate. And صهيب is مبتدا, and الرابح is صفة, and then أخذ الجائزة is khabar. تمام? But if someone says, who is the winner? I say, صهيب الرابح. تمام? صهيب is the winner. ماشي. So in that case that's مبتدأ خبر. صهيب الرابح. والله أعلم. ماشي. التفاحة حلوة. The apple is sweet. The picture is beautiful. Running is beneficial. The train is fast. So مبتدأ خبر should be easy. مبتدأ always مرفوع. خبر always مرفوع. Now we're gonna have is or are. We're gonna have the مبتدأ always defined, تمام, or specified, and the khabar is not. In general, the khabar is not. So it will be indefinite. The khabar is indefinite. Now, as you can see here, the khabar always is an ism. Do you see here? The khabar, look at all those akhbar, they're all ism, right? But the khabar could come a fi'l as well. Do you remember when we said if you make the fa'il as a mubtada, then the khabar will be what? The fi'l. For example, al-waladu yajri. What is the Arab of al-waladu?
The Arab waladu is ism, ism khabar.
It is ism, but what is it? Is it
mubtada,
khabar, fa'il, maf'ul?
Oh yeah, ism mubtada.
It's mubtada. We don't say ism khalas mubtada because mubtada is always
Okay.
ism. So mubtada. Now where is the khabar? The jumla of yajri, the sentence of yajri, that's the khabar.
Yeah.
You remember that? You remember when we said that the fa'il, we have the fa'il comes first, then the fa'il. If you put the fa'il in the beginning of the sentence, what does it become?
It becomes the fa'il, the verb. Because it was the fa'il.
Do you remember that point that we explained before?
No, it changes the structure of the sentence, doesn't it?
It becomes a mubtada.
Yeah.
It becomes a mubtada. Shall I give you an example, remind you of that?
Yeah, go for it.
طب يلا. Let me remind you of that. المبتدا اسم مرفوع في أول جملة. Listen, the mubtada should come in the beginning of the sentence. Okay, sometimes we delay it, but for now, keep this in your mind. Now, mubtada and khabar, they will make both a meaningful sentence. Now, if I say جاء الولد. الولد is what here? What's the Arab of الولد?
فاعل.
فاعل مرفوع, right? تمام. And that's the normal structure of the Arabic sentence, right? You start with the فعل, then the فاعل. Now, who did the action in جاء الولد? Who's the doer?
The boy.
الولد, right? الولد is the doer, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I say الولد جاء, what's the Arab of الولد in this case? Mubtada. Exactly. It becomes like it's the subject now. Even though it is still the doer, huh? Who came? The boy came. Isn't it still the doer? Isn't it still the fa'il? Yes. But in i'rab, okay, we say what? It is mubtada marfu. Why mubtada? Because I'm telling you al-waladu. Huh? I want to tell you something about him. Okay, what about him? Ja'a. So where is the khabar? Where is the khabar?
Ja'a.
The sentence of ja'a. Huh? Because ja'a itself, what is ja'a? Ja'a itself, as what is it? Fi'al madi, right? Fi'al madi, right? But as a sentence, it is the khabar. Clear?
Yeah.
Clear? That's something we mentioned before. Okay. So we're done with mubtada khabar here. It's simple. All these are simple. as you can see, المزاج مضر, التاجر أمين, الحديقة. All of them, as you said, huh? The mubtada, write it down. The mubtada always definite. The khabar indefinite. ماشي. The mubtada
Khabar is never
specified.
definite, right?
نعم.
The khabar could never be definite, right?
Yeah, it's not definite, except in some rare cases, as we explained in that context, like Allahul Ghani, right? Now, اجعل كل اسم مبتدا خبر, that's simple for you. اجعل كل اسم خبر, that's simple. Okay, so all of these are just simple. مبتدا, basic, simple مبتدا خبر. Now here, اجعل كل فاعل في الجمل الآتية مبتدأ وأخبر عنه باسم يؤدي معنى الفعل الذي في جملته. Okay, this is a nice question that will make you work. We're going to do one of it and we'll leave the rest as homework. So this is page, write it down, 39, exercise 5. Bismillah. So he's saying, اجعل كل فاعل في الجمل الآتية. تمام. Read for me the question يا شيخ.
اجعل كل فاعل في الجمل الآتية مبتدأ وأخبر عنه.
Wait a minute. مبتدأ. This is one sentence. What does it mean?
Okay.
You have your book, right, guys? You have your book and you're writing the meanings?
Yeah, I think I remember these meanings anyway. Make every fa'il in every fa'il
okay.
in the following sentences. مبتدأ.
أيوة. So, اجعل, this is فعل أمر, افعل. جعل, يجعل, اجعل, افعل. Make each فاعل. The word each is a مفعول به, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Make each فاعل in the following sentences. Make it what?
مبتدأ.
You're gonna make it a مبتدأ, huh? You're gonna look at every sentence. You're gonna make the fa'il as a mubtada. What will you do then? Subhanallah, this is the point I just mentioned, huh? How you're gonna make the fa'il as a mubtada? What will you do?
The fa'il as mubtada, you're gonna put it at the start.
Exactly. You're gonna tell us something about him or her or it. You're gonna put it in the beginning of the sentence, and then tell us something about it. Okay? Then what? Continue the question. What else they want us to do? وَأَخْبِرْ عَنْهُ.
And make, is it like make clear or make
أخبر, tell us. Make news about it.
Okay. وأخبر عنه.
بِسْمٍ, continue.
With bismin, with every ism, with the ism.
With an ism.
With an ism, يؤدي. What does that mean?
يؤدي, that fulfills.
يؤدي, okay.
معنى الفعل, the meaning of the verb.
معنى الفعل
الذي في جملته. الفعل الذي في جملته. The meaning of the verb that is in its sentence. So they want you make the fa'il as a mubtada and then أخبر عنه باسم, tell us about it with an ism that fulfills the meaning of the fi'l that is in that sentence.
So is it أدى يؤدي? أدى,
أدى, right. أدى يؤدي.
What does that mean again? Sorry, I forgot.
أدى, to perform or to fulfill.
Okay. What's the master of that?
أدى يؤدي أداء وربما تأدية, maybe تأدية also. Okay, تأدية الواجبات, أداء الواجبات. Okay, so understood. The question is nice. It will make you think. So let's take the first example. Who understood the question? Shall I repeat the question?
Yeah, repeat it one more time. Sorry.
Okay. يفترس is what?
افترس, if it's a فعل.
It's فعل مضارع, right? يفترس, يفتعل, right? النمر.
I don't know what namir means.
The tiger.
Okay.
يفترس النمر. فعل فاعل. النمر فاعل مرفوع, right or no?
Yeah.
يفترس النمر. The tiger, when the tiger means eats the other animals, what's the verb for that? يفترس افتراس.
Devours.
Huh?
Devours.
Devours. Okay. Devours, right?
I think so, yeah.
Devour.
S,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. Devour. To devour. Okay. So the tiger devours. يفترس. What is he telling us in the question? Make the fa'il. This is the fa'il. Make it what? Make it a mubtada. Okay, so I have to say what? النمر, right?
يفترس.
Wait a minute. النمر. Now that's a mubtada, right?
Yeah.
If I say يفترس, if I say يفترس, what's the Arab of يفترس? النمر is مبتدا and يفترس
فعل
فعل
مضارع.
مضارع, right? فعل مضارع. Now where is the خبر of النمر?
Where's it's the sentence?
The jumla, the sentence of يفترس as a sentence, it is the خبر. النمر, I'm telling you, النمر, that's a non-dual subject. Or a subject, let's say here in this context. Okay, you're going to tell me what about it? I say يفترس is devouring. So that's a خبر. Here, he doesn't want you just to to switch between the fa'il and the fa'il and call that a mubtada, right? What does he want you to do? He wants you to tell us أخبر عنه باسم, means tell us something about that mubtada with a noun, with a noun. So the khabar should be a noun. So you're not going to use a fa'il. But that noun should fulfill the meaning of that fa'il, which is in the sentence. Clear? So you're going to change this fa'il, which is yaftarisu, you're going to change it into an ism and tell us or make this ism as a khabar to the mubtada. So how will that be? النمر مفترس. تمام?
Oh, okay.
مفترس. Clear?
So we have to use the فعل and
use that fa'il. You use that fa'il and make it an ism.
Okay.
And make it an ism, and that ism should be made a khabar for the fa'il. Tamam?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
So the first one is an-namiru muftarison. The tiger is a devouring animal or one that devours. Mashi? So that's muftada khabar. You're telling us about an-namiru. For example, as if you say the tiger is strong. An-namiru qawiyun. An-namiru muftarison. An-namiru etc. ماشي؟ طب يلا let's answer one more يلا one more sentence. Number 2. يلا read for me number 2. Is that clear, uncle? You want me to repeat that?
Right.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do number 2.
So
يحضر.
right. يحضر المسافر.
تمام. يلا, what will we do first? We'll make the fa'il as a mubtada. How do we do that?
So we should say al-musafiru.
تمام. Now we want to make a khabar for al-musafiru. Okay. And that khabar, where will we take it from? We're going to take it from the fa'il, which is yahduru. How can we make yahduru as an ism? Yahduru al-musafiru. The musafir is attending or coming. Okay. So we want to make yahduru as an ism and make it as a khabar for al-musafiru. So how will that become? We're going to say what? Al-musafiru حاضر. تمام. حاضر. المسافر حاضر. The traveler is coming or is present. ماشي? So that's how we made مبتدا خبر based on the فعل. Is that clear?
Right.
So you can use I'll do one last one for you. Number 5. يشتد الحر. يشتد الحر. So I say الحر, the heat. الحر. From يشتد, I can say مشتد, and I can say شديد. Just شديد. The heat is intense. شديد. الحر شديد. تمام? The heat is intense. The weather is cold, etc., etc. So that's مبتدأ خبر. So the rest is homework. So this is page 39. تمام. Exercise what? 5. Okay, send please to the group, yeah, Sohaib, please, so that you give me some rest. Page 39, exercise 5.
Right.
All of it. Mashi, you're gonna write it down and you're gonna make i'rab. Basically it's mubtada khabar. So just make it mubtada khabar as in the sentence, as in the examples we did. Okay, number 6. كون 5 جمل كل جملة منها تتألف من مبتدا وخبر. We don't want that. تمرين في الإنشاء. كون 5 جمل في وصف الماء بحيث يكون لفظ في كل منهما مبتدا. كون 5 جمل في وصف. Okay, we don't want that. تمرين إعراب مبتدا خبر. That's easy, simple for you. القط ألوف. Okay, then we start الجملة الفعلية إن شاء الله. Then let's so please send to the group the homework, Suhaib, and that we're gonna start جملة فعلية next time. And let me give you also from the Quran. Bismillah. Let me give you something to do from the Quran to have mubtada and khabar. Bismillah. سورة الغاشية. سورة الغاشية. ماشي. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.